Yes, sir.
However you may be part of your day.
Two-step Texans. Packers. Titans.
Real quick. Uh-oh. That's that Craig Mayer.
Joe Mill. I'm on a show, bro. I'm on a show right now. Yeah.
Vikings.
All right.
All my life, been grinding all my life.
Giants.
Oh. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever you want to call it. We are here, lunchtime special, man. It's the franchise guru. You know the phone go off all day long. You know how that go. But well, we got a jam-packed show, man. We haven't did a real talk since the draft recap. So we got a jam-packed show, man. We got a lot of information to get out. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got a lot of catching up to do, man. We top 10. We got hitters top 10. We got the awards races up right now, man. We got to talk about teams that are playing good football right now. Teams that aren't playing good football. What's been going on amongst the league right now? That shit, I can hear that shit echoing in the background.
Doing it now.
Let me see. Nope, we good. I can't hear it now. We good.
I was switching headphones.
A little bit of it in the background. Trade alerts. Merriweather to the Cardinals. Defensive battle. Chargers, Packers, Rams, 49ers set the light up the scoreboard. Rams mount a charge. We got all types of shit, man. I'm not going to read the news completely, but what I will do is let y'all know that things are about to go down in the show right now, man. We got a lot to get after, man, because we haven't had a real talk show since episode 1. We are in season 4 right now, man. Listen, man, checks and balances, man. At this point, season 4, man, your first rookie class are now on their way into their contract years, and you should already have 3 years of building right now, so your foundation should be laid. Checks and balances. You should understand where your team is at and what you're trying to do going forward. How is it going to carry into the future, man? We also are in the 2026 draft class coming up. It's going to be very interesting, and a lot of good players coming out. And also a lot of contract years for a lot of studs amongst the league coming up in the next season or two. How things going to be, man? Is the transfer portal going to be fucking lit? We don't know. We shall see, though. I really think the Packers win this game. Gut feeling. Charles Davis, man, at C Davis EA. I really think the Packers wins this game. Gut feeling. Jonathan Coachman. You could actually see Jay Williams waving for the ball, and the QB would just throw it to him for another touchdown. Lions defense with a dominant over New York, forcing 8 turnovers. Bucky Brooks, there was one point where the Colts defense coordinator just threw up his arms in disgust on the sidelines. Matthew Berry at M. Berry EA. Every football show in America is going to be talking about Anthony Israel and his big day. Awesome effort. All right, fellas, let's get to, man. You already know how I do. How many touchdowns did Kamara Wheaton end up with? I seriously lost count. Vikings. Damn, Kamara Wheaton went to the Vikings? That's big time, man. That's big time. What are the Bears doing out there? They're going to lose this game. Been looking forward to the Rams 49ers game for a while now. The Commanders didn't stand a chance against Patrick Mahomes, man. Look, man, Patrick Mahomes is the face of the league. Let's just call it what it is. He's the best quarterback in the league right now. And he's controlled by a really good coach. And Mahomes do things that just can make you put your hands up, like what the fuck. Until somebody dethrone him, he's the man right now.
Flat out. I don't think there's no question about that. What's up, everybody? Tap in, man. If it's something while we're talking, y'all think we forgetting, send it to the DM ASAP, man. We ain't had a real talk, so we about to do a lot of catching up. The rewards is up and everything.
Rams.
Like you say, Mahomes done came in and put his foot down and said, I am him. I am the face of the league. Man.
Flat out. You really on some takeover shit. And that's something that we appreciate.
I your food up.
Don't worry about bringing my food up. I'll go get it in a second. I just want you to say hi to everybody on the show. They can hear you.
Can I kick his ass first before I say that?
Why you always trying to physically beat me up and shit? Oh my God.
How y'all doing?
What's up, mama?
All right. That lets you know what type of day we're going to have when Ella Debo is in a good mood. Let's go. But yeah, man, I mean, Snake, we got a jam-packed show today, man. Real talk, back at it again, man. Skadimes and Skabibbles going to have some conversations on the show today. They going to talk it up. They, they got the inside scoop on movements in the league right now, man. I mean, we
make a chess piece, and it's coming up to that trade deadline. So, fellas need to make your moves. End of the season moves like now, not now, but right now.
It's some GMs that's active right now trying to get through some trades right now. We've been hearing a lot of rumor mills, but it is week 9, so if the trades don't get done today, they won't be getting done. So whatever your team moves is going to be, you better make them now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is it right here. Once we advance, you will not have an opportunity to make another trade until off season. But let's stay on Mahomes for a second right now, man. What are you seeing out of Mahomes outside of him winning the Super Bowl in 24? What are you seeing in him that gives him the have the world talking about he's the face of RDL?
Man, oh man, he done went and got him a bowl. He done got him some pieces around him. He done developed some players. He done brought some players up to speed with him a little bit. You know what I mean? To make them have to step up a little bit. I think he brought a couple of vets in over there. And man, and you can't talk about Mahomes without possibly talking about the most heated rivalry in the league right now, man. Oh man, that Mahomes started bringing out memes and stuff like broom games. Like that got to be the most heated rivalry between him and the Chargers as well. So. Like, it's a lot to talk about over there, bro. I just, like, sheesh. Mahomes is doing this thing at a level right now that,
it's like the more you doubt,
big games.
the more we NFL and us, the guys that talk about the game that's not playing the game, right? Us media guys. We're always trying to replace a guy. Yeah, we always trying to replace a guy, right? So we always looking to replace the guy as the guy, right? And
instead of really appreciating
what's in front of us, in front of us. So before we lose, the magician and what Mahomes does, I mean, he opens the window and close, and you can't close the window on him when he's throwing the football, man. The guy literally
the biggest thing. one of the things I gotta take away from just watching Mahomes, I don't think there's an angle that he can't really squeeze the ball into. Like he kind of do the free form without doing the free form.
Right, right, right. I mean, and then you got to give credit to the guy that's controlling him, man, because he goes and do his homework when he get players. And this is something I talk about all the time. Know who you have, especially in my league, especially the way I build players. Know who you have, right? And if you do extensive, research on the guy you got and understand who they are, you can kind of get them to do the things you see them doing in real life on the game if you put the work in to really understand what they are. You have to, but you can't do that without sitting in practice mode and trying things. You can't do that without watching film on him and seeing what he does and how to make real life Mahomes become real life Mahomes on the game. I think Max do a really good job of that. I think he does a good job of understanding who his player is and how to put them in positions to get the max out of them. No pun intended. But yeah, man, right now he's the face of the league. I mean, he literally, the way he played the game and what he does to a secondary, you start questioning yourself. Is it Mahomes or is it the connection? Like, what the fuck? How's my guy just stopping right here when he was about to get the pick and then don't do anything? Is it the Mahomes effect? You start questioning yourself, man. You start questioning yourself big time. Big time questions. I mean, we had a conversation off air, with a coach from the NFC West, and said that the NFC West is the most interesting division. How do you feel about that?
No, I can't say that.
I think there's an argument for it.
I think more people are tuned to that Chargers Chiefs game more than anything. Every game they play, it's the only series that has its own meme, has its own. We've given the night. It's almost like right now a title, a stigma is on that thing, and they kind of making it stick, man. He said, "Well, the broom game's out, man. Like it's out there right now, man." I know I saw some people getting on Max when he be going to his memes and stuff, but like, didn't the Chargers kind of start that, and it's gonna kind of been flipped on them. So everybody's watching for that next move over there. You look at their off-season moves that they make year after year, almost week to week at some points, to try to combat each other. Like, I don't see how, just for them two teams alone, how that's not the most interesting division in football.
I mean, I look into it a little bit more than just the shit talking after a win. More than the fact is, the winner of that division has won the Super Bowl every year thus far, right? So that's more important to me. Like, whoever wins that division seems like they win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's what our history has shown us right now.
We got the two of the top teams, though.
I think that, if you argue about the NFC West, is it a stat thing? The running backs go crazy over there. The receivers go crazy over there. You got some quarterbacks going crazy over there. Can you find that type of, play? Individual player play in any other division?
And running backs and receivers and stuff, and just individual players. I guess. And if that's the thought process or the reason why, that would be the most interesting division. Could that be a negative thing too? Like, is it no defense being played over there? Like, are we talking like that? Like what makes it? That's why I said.
What would be your argument for it to be the most interesting division?
Interesting division. I could say. I guess let's. T's won that division every year. When it's constantly lopsided, is it that division? I know we got a little bit. Look like we got some a little more competition this season, and all them teams did make some off-season moves. The Rams went heavy on the offensive line.
All of them had 3 out of the 4 have been playoff teams over there.
49ers brought in Bijan Robinson in the offseason.
and
The
drafted
Seahawks,
Malik Murphy.
Malik Murphy, and drafted their quarterback, and the Seahawks definitely went and got Dak, and they got rid of some of their picks and went a little bit more veteran base. And then you got the Cardinals been on vacation. I mean, like and then the Cardinals. So when you go to the Cardinals been on vacation. It's 8-0. The Seahawks is 8-0. Rams 7-2.
I
49ers
mean,
are 3-5 right now.
I don't think we can really. I mean, really, outside of the NFC
And last year,
South.
only two teams went to the playoffs over there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
outside of the NFC South, you're not going to find a division with four teams in that division that really can be a fight for a playoff or fight for that division actually.
Right. And
But
then even with the stats, you talk about them stat numbers. I could say that the NFC South will have them same type of or close to them same type of stats. I mean, let's give Tiers flowers. He a little bit above everybody else, I believe. But I think, well, for the most part, But I think even in that, I think the NFC South, we're having some guys up there, and we talk about Will Levis all the time. There's a plethora of receivers. We're just talking about that diaper dandy, that Roman Wilson kid. He's an offensive player and not a defensive player over there. That when he posted his double breakout messages,
hmm
he's a diaper dandy over there in New Orleans. Um,
oh, man, let me ask you this,
I
man.
think
In the
let me
league
look at the
where
stats and
in the
stuff.
league where you seeing stats go crazy, especially offensively, guys are going all crazy like that. Like in New Orleans case, building another receiver over there. Is that helpful? It's always great to be able to
Uh,
build somebody, right? Like you can't take away a bill. If you get somebody build, it's great. But like,
I
don't
think
they
it's a
have
good
that over
move
there
by him
already?
actually. I mean, he has Olave.
I mean they
He's
have
been
that
decent three,
already.
4 years. Shaheed, he's 27. He didn't go up to trait yet. He has his my player that he developed at X Factor, and I think bringing in a diaper dandy, Roman Wilson, at 96 speed, I think he could be bringing him the compliment.
Well,
Actually,
obviously,
bring a real compliment in Olave over Shaheed.
uh, this what they
I like
looking
seeing the
for.
diaper dandies. We like seeing the diaper dandies developing. He just doing it with them. So
You know what he doing over there. Anybody that can go
definitely.
deep, anybody that can go deep is important to that offense over there.
At least he don't got 8 receivers on his roster. He only has 4 wide receivers on his roster, so it's definitely necessary.
That's very important to me. I think that's very important. Man, I mean, I think it's merit in the conversation of the NFC West. I think it's merit in a little short conversation I had about that division. When you think about the NFC though, when you think about the NFC over the last few seasons, just the NFC as a whole right now, like who would be your teams that you would say that could be there at the end every year? Like, I mean, you got in the NFC East, you got the Eagles. You got the Packers and the Lions in the North.
Guess we looking at the Eagles over there. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna just why we saying them. The Eagles. Quick synopsis. Eagles. We wondered was last year a breakthrough year or was that an anomaly? An anomaly. You have to give him props for he thought he needed another wide receiver over there, so he did go and make a power move, another power move. And that Eagles, one thing about the Eagles, whether they work out or not, I gotta give him props for not just staying still. He's been known to make some type of power moves. Do everybody agree with him all
Does
the
that
time? No.
does that
But
trade for Armand tell us that AJ Brown is a wrap for AJ Brown? Is his career over? Can he find a new home? And the fact that he's sitting there just wasting away, why isn't anybody else in the Eagles DM trying to get to that GM about a player of his sorts?
it tells me that somebody over there is available. I don't know if it's AJ Brown or it could be Devontae Smith or maybe some of those young guys over there didn't work out, didn't all the way pan out, or maybe him
If
starting
I'm
to develop
AJ
some of these
Brown,
young guys.
if
But
I'm talking to my agent every day, can you find me a team, get me the fuck out of here? And I wouldn't think that Devontae wouldn't want to get the fuck out of there either.
he ain't got the bag over there, so I don't know. I mean, just
Get your ass
somebody
in the
over there.
cage.
If I'm some of these young cats, I'm over here like, dang, what in the world is going on with high draft picks? Them been spent on some people. You already had two dog veterans, AJ Brown and Amon St. Brown, damn near the same receiver. I
Yep,
know it's a
the exact
and
same receiver.
AJ Brown is signed already.
I would say Amron is built better.
Yeah, Amon Brown definitely a little bit better, but I just look at the financial aspects. I guess since you're not paying a quarterback, it's okay for a minute. But like, I just
They
think
did a
people
hell
have
of a
more
job
pressing
getting out of that
needs.
quarterback situation. They did a
Yeah,
hell of a job managing that. I thought they did. They need, right now they dominate in their division. They need some teams to step up over there. I mean, the team that gave them a fight last year hasn't barely won a game this year, and the Cowboys. We're still trying to figure out what's up with the Commanders, and the Giants have been a top 10 pick every year. So they're
I
over
guess they can
there.
kind of afford
I
to
mean, the
do
NFC
these
look
type
like
of
the NFC
moves.
East in real life.
Damn near. Nah. Hold up. Commanders got a new owner, man. First of all, the biggest offseason move of the year. Let's go. Get up out of here, Daniel Snyder.
That's
But with
fine.
that being said, like, I mean, we've seen Eagles in the Super Bowl in real life, but Eagles over here cranking, man. They making some moves, man. You said, I mean, I just like I said, at least they're not scared to make the moves. They not just stagnant. At least they're trying some things, and
Don't roll
sometimes you got to
Giants
do
onto
that.
two offs.
Man, I'm out here. I'm talking about right the fuck now. Giants ain't even sniff a playoff. Cowboys
Please
tried
make
to
that
fight for the
list
division
shorter.
last year, and the motherfucking Commanders haven't played good football yet. They haven't put it together yet.
So right now he kind of won his division automatically by default. Period. With that being said, like you only play your schedule and beat who you're supposed to beat because
Hmm.
anybody could fumble it. So it's not no knock on him. This time I ain't trying to drag on him or nothing, but like I just ain't you just looking for somebody over here
When
to give him some
wondering what the Giants
competition.
coming.
If nothing else to help, if I'm the Eagles, I'm looking. Is he getting prepared? Is his division preparing him for games outside of the division? That's what would be bothering me if I was
Sack
the
onto
Eagles.
two
Well, it must
offenses.
have did something. He played in the NFC Championship last year. They're only a season removed from being in the championship game.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say you got to give him if he thought since he thought he really needed another wide receiver to add to what he did last year.
Stop playing
Kudos to
games.
him. But now it's just to see was last year an anomaly or was it a fluke or was last year really something to build on? By you giving away going to get Amra, it shows us that you're all in. So them expectations are
Save emergency
raised. You have
playlist.
to get back to the NFC Championship game or it's a bad season at least.
I know this.
What team you got over
Every time we talk
KSI?
about a move from the
Send
Eagles,
Bryce to KC.
every time we talk about a move for the Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like the move ended up working out for him. Is that luck or is that GMing right now, bro?
Um,
I mean, I mean, B. John is in California right now playing for the 49ers. They go and get the kid from Florida State
And what
right.
team you got
out of
open?
the draft.
And see that's what I'm and then they got them 49er picks. Oh, so they gave all right, they kept the 49ers first. I was going to say that'd have been not a good move if he gave up the 49ers first because then they swapped first. 49ers got 3 wins right now that we was talking about.
Bryce is a starter. Mahomes ain't going nowhere no time
See,
soon.
I don't know if that oh he didn't give up the 49. I don't know what he gave. I gotta look. He still got his first this year. Eagles still do have their first this year.
Let me ask you, with all the moves the Eagles have made, though, are they primed still to be able to make a run to the NFC Championship again?
And I guess it's never a bad idea to bring another weapon in for a young wide receiver. But I think if I would have, me personally, if just really looking at this Eagles team, if I was going to make a move like that, it'd have been more so along the realms of protection. I'm more so worried about his interior line, to be honest. Like I don't know if that line can hold up the offensive or defensive line, and they're a bit older. You still got people on this that's going to retire, but he does have a first and third this year, so I guess you're just gonna pay another wide receiver, and we'll see what happens, man. I ain't gonna knock him. Like I said, he
I
may
tell you
lead us
like
some
this:
championships.
until his division start giving him better competition,
He
he
can
can
do
take
whatever the
chances. He
hell he
can do
wants.
whatever. Yeah, he can take
Texas.
major chances.
Send Bryce to
He can
KC.
take major chances right now.
Team got open.
I like this
Bryce is
Eagles
a starter
organization right now.
Mahomes
In my
going
opinion,
nowhere
they
anytime
keep things
soon.
excited, and they're playing good
Trash my
football at the
emails
end of the
this
day.
factor once I fix it.
They
Um,
No
not they
fixed
not scared
decision
to at
making
least
that did
attempt to
will
make a
belong
move.
to the
That's what I say. You
nope.
got to
Giants.
give him props for that. Like he not just staying stagnant and just comfortable. Now whether we agree with his moves or not, you know what I mean? He's doing something, and like you say, keep us interesting. Shoot, and let's be
I
honest,
sent
let's be
offer
real.
for Bryce,
Are
but
they
their
not one of the
GM
most
not
talked
playing
about
ball.
teams?
I mean, I don't think we do a real talk without talking about the Eagles.
Hey, so he doing something right over there, man. Like, hey,
So
I would be
so
real.
Yes,
today
That's
is
all
sir.
that.
Just not
give
playing
your
ball.
flower day today, Rob. Man, you're doing a hell of a job over there. Keep doing what you're doing, my boy. Whatever you're doing it on your own. You're making your own decisions, and you are creating a buzz in the league right now because we do stay talking about you, whether it's good or bad. We stay talking about you, and that's what you want. You want to be the talked about team, whether good or bad, because even bad conversation gets more spotlight than some good conversation. Big time trade though. Amon St. Brown goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, let's look at it like this for a second. The Lions absolutely gave up a weapon, right? Armon's played a big role in that offense over there. So before we talk about what Armon can bring to the Eagles table, how do the Lions rebound from a trade like that?
Well,
Where
I think
most
the
guys would
Lions
never give up that
organization.
type of production. Most guys
I think the
wouldn't give up that production until he gets 30 years old and drop off. They'd be scared to death to move.
You're
Oh.
definitely right. But I think we know this Lions organization, they kind of prepare for moves like this before they happen. Like
Hmm.
they'll go out and draft somebody, a wide receiver, and it don't even have to be in the first round. They'll go draft them in the late round. They might
Pre-draft
red
top
shirt a
recruit
wide
that low
receiver.
in the
What
draft.
does that
He
say
already.
about the number two receiver in the draft, Evan Stewart, who actually got drafted by the Lions?
Has
For
two
them to
stable
move on
teams.
from Amon St. Brown, their slot demon, what does that tells us, Evans, what they see about Evan Stewart? And we might not see it on the field, but in practice, they seen something that made them comfortable to move on from Amon St. Brown.
I don't think it just entails the Evan Stewart. I think it talks about this wide receiver room as a whole, including. And when you talk about this wide receiver room, you can't talk about the wide receiver room without talking about the tight end.
Hmm.
So I think when you have a Jameson Williams, a Malachi
Eyes,
Wiley,
eyes, eyes.
even a veteran in DJ Chark, yes, Evan Stewart. You got the diaper dandy Evan Stewart, and you got Billingsley. Like, how many wide receivers can you throw to? Yes, we know we've seen them with 3 and 4 thousand yard receivers. So I don't think they miss a beat over here.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. Listen, as much of a future mover the Lions coach is, the GM's is over there. They're not stupid either. They won a Super Bowl. They haven't accomplished anything yet
Right.
until they win the Super Bowl. So why move a piece that
49ers.
can get you closer to that Super Bowl if you don't see something on your roster in practice? And I think that something is Evan Stewart.
I think it goes beyond that.
Okay,
I
talk
think
to me.
it's how do I say it real quick without getting? I think it tells more about this coach has other pieces on his team that he deemed more
No
important
need to pay
than
him
paying
if you got
Amra,
the
and
replacement.
I think it talks about the development of Drake May and the his wide receiver room as a whole. I think those are the keys to that
Paying the
factor. Period.
WR could set
Then
him
the
back.
future building of the team comes into play.
Right.
To be honest with you,
I mean,
without
they don't go draft for Evan Stewart knowing that Amon St. Brown is on contract year, right? So they don't draft that receiver knowing that they
that's
already had to replace him. Like, is that more of the reason why he was traded, or again, like you said, their entire receiver room might show him something that this is a team that doesn't have to be stuck on one guy like that, and really don't have to give him the type of money he asking for when they got a bunch of guys and the way Drake May has been playing all year long.
we know this team don't just dick ride one guy for real. Don't just all the way stick to one guy in their receiving room. Never has really. That don't mean he don't develop his guys, but they have a guy up there, but he don't really tend to dog walk keep the wide receiver on. You know what I mean? Dick ride one whole wide receiver the whole year. He'll have 3,000-yard wide receivers in the tight end. So I just think it's just development as a team as a whole.
All right, so let's flip it back to the Philadelphia Eagles. Amon St. Brown looking for the bag. Does he get the bag? Like the Eagles don't make this trade without giving him the bag, right?
And they had to agree on contract terms before he even, you know what I mean, before he even got on that flight, before them paperwork was sent to Skibibbles or anything. So that contract is coming, period.
Now,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He definitely, I guess, looking at things, he's the most developed, the most polished wide receivers in that. He's the most polished wide receiver in that Eagles room.
okay, and that's the big conversation right there. That's a big move because you upgraded at the receiver position, bringing Amon St. Brown in. Does this help the Eagles elevate their game to another level?
I think.
Or do we see an A.J. Brown? Do we see another A.J. Brown over with that move? Like my thing is, you don't go make a trade like that without seeing him as an important piece. Yeah, he got to be an important piece to why you wanted him.
Dark skin tone man face booming.
So what happens? A.J. Brown sat there. Type of talent A.J. Brown had, you can say, was Amon St. Brown on steroids in a sense, until he sat there for years and didn't really get the production out of him. Does Amon come in and garnish everything A.J. didn't garnish?
I mean, we could see A.J. Brown step up, honestly. Amon coming in.
Is A.J. Brown a part of the Eagles' offense going forward?
I think so. He did get big money. He's paid, so
This could help that receiver room now. Now I don't know how many ability players that's in that room outside of A.J. Brown and Amon, but like this is a receiver that has maxed out on his development. Like he's 99, true 99.
Instead of being a number 1, A.J. Brown go to a number 2 now, so it could help.
It could help out over there. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't probably agree with what I'm about to say, but the Eagles' offense ain't based off their receivers; it's their running back room. This is why they traded a stud running back, missed the window with Henry, but they traded a dog for multiple backs in a sense, where they got multiple backs that can give them different things. They want guys that's going to catch the ball out the backfield. Simple as that. They want guys that can give them 100 yards on the ground, but they want their running backs to be 3-down running backs that can block and go out and catch some balls in their offense. I think they upgraded there. Bijan is a monster, but I like that. You don't got to worry about giving him a contract at all, and then you bring in two guys, one already under contract and a rookie that you don't got to worry about for the next 4 years, and he's going to be a problem for that team. I'm a Florida State guy. I know what those Florida State guys look like. It's a Philly is a dog. So I like what the Eagles is doing, man. Again, they could gamble and take chances because they're not getting the competition out of their division. Right as of right now, man. And until that happens, until somebody start to press the envelope over there, they can do the things they want to do without a hiccup, because they're not at this point. They don't have to worry about their division until their division make them worry about them. So our little slogan of build for your division to win outside of your division, they're already trying to win outside of their division. Right. So we're talking about the NFC as a whole right now, and in the next division, you're looking at the NFC North. Most of y'all think I'm about to sit here and talk about the Lions and the Packers and all that, but I'm not. Snake, I need you to go to this Vikings team, record team, and what they've done over the last couple of games, and are they coming?
I mean, we can just, as I'm going to them, I can talk about the Vikings, man. The Vikings is a team that has had some great draft picks, period, over here.
Yes, sir.
And we give him a little bit of slack. He's West Coast, and he need to drink some he need to drink them pop jumps. What's some drinks he need to drink some Energizer drinks once or twice and stay up a little night or two early and get them games in. But this team is quietly developing over here. And I just some of the pieces they have over here, they do have some dogs and some hell of a talent over here.
Well, let's start with C.J. Stroud right away. Let's start with C.J. Stroud. Let's see what he's given us this year, because he was one of their better quarterbacks. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm still not satisfied with C.J. Stroud, and in my opinion, he is not playing good football at all. All right. I mean, over the 3 years of football, 77 QBR, 77.3, 77.4. Like, you taking baby steps. And then you have not had a season where you've thrown more touchdowns than INTs at this point right now. The only thing that looks down right now is that 17 sacks. I don't think with half the season left, I don't see him maybe getting sacked 44 times like he did last year. I mean, your completion percentage is 55% right now. Like he's to me, he's not playing good football, but yet this team is still playing good football. If that makes sense.
Right.
They're doing it without C.J. Stroud playing elite football. That's the more of the question. The answer I would say to that. In their running back room, Dalvin Cook is still here, but Kamara Wheaton just had a big game. I mean, they got Phil Maffa. They got some young talent, Jaden Blue from Texas. They got a good backfield over here.
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook has been on the block for 2 seasons. I just think the running back market's kind of, for a running back like this, is dried up.
Yeah, the running back market is crazy because some backs that you think should have value will never, like, guys don't really value the running back unless they draft them one. I mean, you got a speed demon in Kamara Wheaton right now, man. You got a guy under 200 pounds, but it's a shifty back. Is a home run hitter. It seemed like they involved him in the offense. Out of the 4 running backs over here, Wheaton is playing for this team. Are they moving on from Dalvin Cook right now with the Wheaton move?
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook been on the block for 2 seasons now.
I mean, Wheaton has 119 carries, 542 yards. He averaged 4.6 yards a carry, 13 rushing touchdowns right now. So he's giving them some production there. The wide receiver room over here. Jefferson been on the block.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Franchise tag. That's going to be the question. Do they pay him? I mean, do they pay him? They picked up Darnell Mooney out of free agency. They got Bew Collins. They got Jalen Reagor still here. Tyrell Bagley is here. They got some speed in this wide receiver room, and they have a true number 2 in Shane Hooks. But my question is Jefferson part of the future of this team right now? And if not, why hasn't anybody knocked down the door for him?
I think I think Jefferson was on the block, and I don't think the value is there that they thought this team was, that the team thought it was. So I'm wondering, does he come back into the fold of being in the team's picture?
Bears Madden stole
I think Jefferson will look.
To keep him.
I think Jefferson will look really good in Cleveland.
Stroud 3 TDS.
Cleveland.
Imagine that. Cleveland playing good football. They got their young rookie quarterback to a superstar. You got Jordan Addison over there, and if they bring in a Justin Jefferson, man, I don't think they would do it, but like they bring in a Justin Jefferson. So if Jefferson, I mean, listen,
Couple teams, man, to be honest with you.
What's the Vikings record right now? Are they pushing for a playoff?
4-5. Are they 4-5? I believe. I'm going back looking right now. Vikings are 4-5, I believe. Yep, 4-5. They 4th in that division, but it's really only 1 or 2 games. Really 1 game behind the Bears. Yeah, the Bears stepping up. Bears are 5-4, Packers 6-3, and the Lions, 7-1.
Man, I like the offensive line over here right now, but then you still got Donnell Hunter at 30 years old. If I'm him, I'm making Donnell go crazy so he don't lose that superstar. But they got, Dallas Turner, the young gunner, coming up right now. Boogie Basham over here. They got a solid team. Tyleik Williams from Ohio State comes out at the same time. His classmate comes out for the Chiefs, and he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like they got it over here right now, man. I like what I'm looking at over here. They brought Van Der Esch in. Mason Cobb is a dog, transfer from Oregon State to USC. He's a dog. You got Shaka Hayward from Duke, speedy linebacker out there, and then the secondary. I mean, I like the cornerback room. It's not that bad. I mean, obviously you would want to see Keelan Barnes develop a little bit more, although he came from a low overall set. Because he was about a 75 when I was done with him. The guy I like in their secondary, Julius Brents. Just my question is, do they know how to use Julius Brents? Because he's really a corner. He's a tweener. He can play either or. They're playing him at safety right now. What's up, son?
Are you coming to pick me up?
Yeah. Shit. You ready now?
Yeah.
All right. Give me about 15, 20 minutes. All right, buddy. I didn't even know it's 2:40. We're gonna have to cut this thing short. But listen, Julius Brents, if this is a guy that I was going after during his draft class, and I inquired about him, but I think he understood. Nope, not coming up off of him. The question, in my opinion, is like, do you play him at true safety, or are you moving him around knowing that he's a tweener? Though, will be my question, because I like their secondary. I mean, the only thing you don't see in this with the safeties is an ability safety. But they got some talent in that secondary right now.
I think I just want him on the field right now, period, at this
Right.
point. I think that you just I guess these Vikings are developing some of their younger players. Even you see C.J. Stroud up to 96 overall. I mean, it's slow development, but at least you see development and movement. You got to say that because some teams that you go in and look at some of their players, we 3 years in, they still looking like an 82, looking like they came out.
Right, like they came out the draft. Yes, sir.
Right.
So he is getting some development over there, which is cool.
Some development. I mean, I guess that's what you really want to see. He's not scared to play some of these diaper dandies, and I mean, you see progress.
Right. Now, are they ready to make that jump to be a playoff team yet?
I think this team, I don't think so. They have to decide what direction they want to move with Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's just not just a little piece. That's a big piece.
Mm-hmm.
They did have some interesting wins lately. Let's checking their last schedule. They beat the Bears this past week 40-28. They lost to the Eagles 21-6.
They gave the Browns their first loss.
Yeah.
They gave the Browns
24 the Broncos. They beat the Browns 65-14. The Browns was undefeated at that.
Yes, sir. They gave them their first loss, and they kind of whooped their ass.
Could this be a perceived thing? Did Justin Jefferson show the Browns enough to get traded over? They had 5 catches, 98, and a teddy. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So listen, fellas, we're gonna have to cut this short. I'm gonna go out and go get my son and come right back and get back on for part 2 of this. We're gonna stay in the NFC North because we got some big things to talk about. This is going to be a long show today. Because we have a lot to get to, man. There's been some really interesting things going on in the league right now. Now, we just need to give guys their flowers for some of the accomplishments that's happening right now. And still, today is the last day to make a trade. It seems like the Dolphins is trying to get rid of Bryce Young. And I don't understand why the door isn't being knocked down for Bryce Young. At this point, Bryce Young, I'll show him real fast. Bryce Young should be the biggest conversation for trading from anybody in the league that doesn't have a quarterback up to his caliber. He is the one quarterback in the league. It might be a few, about 2 or 3. That's in the league. That's 99 without green arrows, right? He is him. And then he's 22 years old and already has this the attributes of a veteran that's been in the league for 8 years already. Like, the guy is ready to go. I don't understand why the Dolphins even want to get rid of him. But obviously they've been trying to get rid of him since they drafted him. So I don't understand why anybody's not knocking the door down to try to come get him, because he will change your franchise immediately. Flat out.
That's a big
immediately.
In the offseason, they lose Javon Harlan and Ramsey, and now they're talking about getting rid of Bryce Young. Oh my gosh.
And then the question would be, I don't know if he's playing on a 5th-year option right now. But that's the thing. Him having to be signed. This is a guy that you'll get cheaper than what you would have to pay if he was under contract already. Right now, you're gonna have to pay this man, and he's gonna ask for over $400 million. So good luck with that part of it. But if you can afford that, I'm coming to get him. If I didn't have a quarterback, I would be knocking the Dolphins' door down to get him, like, flat out. Now I don't know where he's at contract wise. We'll take a look at that real fast. Looks like he is on that 5th-year option right now. 2025. Yep. So he'll need to be re-signed after this year. So he'll have a full season to play, and then at the end of 26, you'll have to worry about signing him. Oh my God, I'm coming to get him right away. All right, so we're gonna come back with Skadimes and Skabibbles to talk about this Bryce Young and what landing spots we see for Bryce Young, because now we have to take the Dolphins serious. It's not every show. It's not been a show that he hasn't put him advertised him out there, and we're really getting inquiries for him and guys, sending out potential trades. So we do know he's getting moved. Now, with that being said, where should he go will be the question. And what would be the best fit for Bryce Young? Before I walk out, though, Snake, and we come back to part 2 of this, does Bryce Young have the let me see, is he in control of where he goes? In a sense, like, can his agent kind of broker a deal to send him where he want to go, or is this a situation where the Dolphins are going to be desperate because they don't want to sign him, obviously, and he gonna go, is he gonna go to a team that that has some pieces around, or he's gonna go where he has to be the guy and they got to develop a team around him, or can he go somewhere where he can come in immediately and play and contend for playoffs and bowls?
I think the Dolphins will be looking for a specific skill set in return. So I think it'll kind of be to a highest bidder type thing. But I think if he is moved, not only will it be the highest bidder, the Dolphins will be looking for some particulars to get him back. So,
and then when you get rid of a quarterback like this, if you don't one, find a bridge quarterback, or two, all it does is make you want to get a high draft pick from him, right? Because now you got to go get a quarterback. So they're going to go do something they already have.
A high draft pick. Looking at their record right now, I go back. I don't want to speak for this coach, but I'd like to know his thinking behind this. Like, after you take a step back, we've kind of seen this before. You know what I mean? We saw this coach. They used to, before they got out of that Atlanta's Falcons situation, they was coaching Atlanta. They got rid of their best player. They got rid of Kyle Pitts, and we never saw them step back up to that plateau. Now you lose Ramsey and Holland. Now you're talking about trading your best player again. I know you're losing Tyreek Hill. I know some players over there getting older, but is this the right move? I'd like to know the thinking behind.
Well, the thinking is this.
They're really eyeing somebody. They don't want to.
If I go get a quarterback from this draft, this is going to be one of the better draft classes of quarterbacks, right? If I go get a quarterback out of this draft, I could do exactly what I did with Bryce Young. I think people see that. They don't see that, it's not year 1 or year 2 where Bryce Young is an X factor coming out of the draft, being the only X factor quarterback that ever came out of our draft so far. And it's not year 1 or 2 where guys aren't developed yet and all that. So now you're going to bring a young quarterback in here when you're going to be playing defenses that's ready for that young quarterback. Like, so he's going to struggle way more than you struggle with Bryce Young.
That's my thing. You're going to bring a young quarterback in, and these defenses, some teams are like progressing,
yes, sir, at a fast rate too.
It's not. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I just. They realize the road that's ahead of him once he goes down this road, this path.
Some guys don't see the player as the player is winning for them or doing the things that got him doing. Like Patrick Mahomes, literally is winning games for the Chiefs.
Maybe the Dolphins feel they've reached the max. They've reached the highest level of a Bryce Young. Maybe they feel like they rely too much on him, so they just want to bring some more stuff. I don't know.
To that, I would say, what have you accomplished outside of stats and building Bryce Young? What have you accomplished? You can't get tired of that because he ain't did shit. What do you win a playoff game?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he feel that he's just stat chasing too much, so maybe looking to bring in some pieces to rebuild his team as a whole.
I can understand that.
Not rely totally so much on him. You know what I mean? It takes time to develop some team pieces. So I'm not.
It's going to be interesting because if he does trading, the story going to be, Super Bowl or bust team got rid of a guy that keeps him in that conversation of Super Bowl playoff team. So what happens? It's going to be interesting because if he pulls it off and he develop another guy and start still playing at a high playoff level, man, it could be genius. But if it doesn't work,
devil advocate too.
Yes, sir.
That Super Bowl or bust stigma is that too big of a picture for Bryce Young in Miami?
I don't know. We'll see. I know they had a window. that window is really is closing
Halfway
fast.
closed. Like I think he could right the ship over there this year. Would they gonna grab their nuts and drag and try to fight through this season?
Let me ask you this: if they do trade Bryce Young before the trade deadline, right? They get rid of him.
It's a wrap this year.
Is their season over with?
Yeah, I think their season done with this year. Right now on the season, I'm just checking the standings over there before I just go running my mouth. Let's go check some fact stats right quick. So right now, the Dolphins are in second place in that division at 3-4. The Jets, second place and third place 3-5. The
Send
Bills
him
are
to the
2-5.
Giants.
Patriots leading that division at 6-2. I think
We'll let y'all
depending on
ponder
what
on that.
quarterback comes back.
Yeah.
We'll leave that.
We'll let y'all ponder on that when we
Y'all
come
tell
back.
us.
When we come back,
Bryce
the
Young leads
Bryce
the Dolphins
conversation.
this
Yes,
season.
sir.
Does the Dolphins make the playoffs if they trade Bryce Young? That's going to be the question. Can they grab their nuts and drag and fight through it and make the playoffs if they trade Bryce Young?
Fellas, our next show will be back for part 2 of this segment. We'll be back by 3:45. Other than that, we'll get back to y'all. Holla at us.